Okay, so today we're going to be reading some more about the Druids, which was where we left off yesterday. So I'm going to be turning to that page. And yes, I am looking forward to it. This is all that we read yesterday. Oh. Wait a minute. Okay, never mind. We're going to be reading about solstices and equinoxes today. I was mistaken, you guys. So we're going to go under here, and we're going to read about the solstices and equinoxes. Okay. Solstices and equinoxes were significant to the ancient Celts, marking the largest of the night and day, as well as the 2 days of the year where the dark and light would come into balance, where the solstices marked the longer day and the longest night. The equinoxes were said to be a magical time where magic would come to the people to grant blessings. To grant blessings. Okay. Litha, June 21st. Litha, sometimes also called Midsummer, was largely celebrated with fires, rejoicing in the longest day of the year. Before the days began to shorten again, great bonfires would roar to amazing heights, and great wheels would burn as they were rolled down large hills to represent the descent of the sun. The fires would help to protect mortals from the fairy folk. Who would join them in the festival, keeping the celebrating humans safe from fairy trickery. Ooh. Mabon, September 21st. There is little information regarding what the ancient Celts would have called this autumn harvest festival, but in modern days the festival is referred to as Mabon. The day of Mabon is split equally with equal amounts of daylights and night times, leading into longer nights as winter approaches. The festival celebrates the final harvest of the year, feasting together to celebrate the bounty the earth has provided. Yule, December 21st. Yule marks the longest period of darkness for the year. Feasts were held by the people in hopes that the sun would return quickly, ending the harsh winter. While we've seen Christianization, oh God, you guys here. While we've seen Christianization of the festival, mistletoe and evergreens were always involved. Evergreen trees were brought into the home and decorated as gifts and tributes to the gods, while mistletoe was collected for its healthy benefits and blessings. Okay. Oh, Mama's getting irritated. Eos, I don't know how to pronounce that correctly, but Eosotre, I think that's right. March 20. Eosotre is another celebration that has been heavily Christianized. Easter in the modern day. However, for ancient Celts, the day was the day of equal night and day, leading into longer days, showing the winter coming to an end. Many people would plant their seeds on Esotre, hoping to reap the blessings of the day for a fertile harvest. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to have trouble pronouncing this, but I will try to pronounce it as well as I can. So, yeah. Tuatha De Danann, chapter 2. Okay. The Tuatha De Danann were the mystical race of beings translated to mean the people of Dunanan. These were the supernatural race of gods and goddesses, okay, that created the mythical races of the fairy and Oisi, also called the Sidene. Okay. The Tuatha Danann have been said to interact with humans in the human realm, but otherwise residents in the other world where the Tuatha Danann represent the good, the beings that care for the land they created and ruled. Their enemies were the Fomorans. Oh my God, I sound like an idiot. The Fomorans were described as representing the evils of the world, such as pain, destruction, and the harmful forces in the natural world. On the other hand, the Tuatha Danann were meant to represent various aspects of life in the natural world, such as the animals or qualities that we search for in a desirable being. Many of them are associated with many things or have other names and representations in the minor deities. When Christian monks recalled the mythologies surrounding the Tuatha Danann, they linked them to kings and queens or otherwise great champions in the modern day. They are better associated with the Oisi. There are variations to the ending of the story of the Milesians taking Ireland. In some depictions, Emergen divided the land horizontally, giving the underground the Tuatha Danann, while the Milesians would walk the surface. Other stories say that Danu gave the Tuatha a choice. They could leave to live in. Okay, here's the next page, you guys. Tirnanog, or they would choose to live underground. The final depiction suggested that the Tuatha Danann didn't bother to fight with the Milesians at all because they'd seen prophecies that the Milesians were meant to rule the island. They chose not to battle them, instead preparing a kingdom beneath the mounds until the Milesians finally arrived to take their rightful place on the island. And this here, you guys, this is called the Otherworld. I'll be reading that next. And I sound like I'm butchering the book as I read it. This is really bad. Okay, back to reading. The Otherworld. There are conflicting ideas of where someone might find the Otherworld. Some say that, what? Yeah, that it is underground, accessible through wells digging under fairy mounds. Others say it's a paralleled invisible world to ours that appear as we travel over and possibly narrow bridges or by walking into foggy mist. The Otherworld is the home of the gods as well as to the mythical creatures and figures of the Tuatha Danann and their descendants. It was created by the Tuatha Danann to give them a place to live in peace, away from the battles and conflicts of the mortal realm. The creatures and beings that live in the Otherworld are said to leave the fairy mounds to play tricks on Yeah, just bring her in here. On the mortals, they meet sometimes, offering them help, and other times leading them astray. In modern beliefs, the other world is believed to be the land of eternal youth. Huh, that'd be cool. Where if a human were to venture into this land, they would have to stay. If they went back to their realm, they would find that time had passed much more quickly, and if they touched the ground to the human world, they would never be able to return to the other world. The passing of the time, oh crap, she's getting into things, catching up with them the moment they landed on the earth. See the story of the Osen in chapter 7.